Peace, family, peace, peace, peace. Honey, this is what I'm eating. All right. I know some of you guys was asking me the other day, like what was in my bowl. Oh no, what was I eating? And it was spaghetti. So today I have me some chicken Alfredo with some Parmesan cheese, some shredded cheese, and some noodles and the creamy sauce. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And I wanted to do this video, well, actually, to do a video about intuition, right? And I know I talk a lot about intuition, but from one reason or another, okay, I had got a download for me to do a video on intuition. And some of you guys may be like, a download? What the heck is a download, right? So to me, a download is like that hunch, that gut feeling, right? My intuition telling me to do a video on this, right? And so, how do you start listening to your intuition, right? How do you start trusting it? Well, the first thing is you have to start trusting yourself, right? It's a book by Miss Iyanla Vanzant that I highly recommend. Okay, it's for, I think it's um, for trust agreements or something like that, or for trust things. Okay, trust life, trust God, trust yourself, and there's another one. I can't think of the last one. But yeah, so how do you start trusting or how do you start listening to your intuition? Well, first off, you have to know when is it, if that's your intuition speaking. So for me, one of the things that tends to happen, right? Like the other day, I'm gonna give you guys an example. The other day, I had said, I was walking to Dollar Tree. So a lot of you guys know, if you don't know, I do like a lot of Dollar Tree hauls, just shopping videos, okay, on my YouTube channel, and I also do inspirational videos. And so as I was walking to Dollar Tree, I had seen this bus, right, the 119, which it leaves from New Jersey and goes into New York. But as I was walking, I had this download for me to go to Sea Caucus. Sea Caucus is about probably, you know, 3 towns over from where I live. And as I was walking, I seen the 119. So that idea instantly came, go, to Sea Caucus, right? Like, go. And so I came from the Dollar Tree that day. I had like all these different things like planned out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the Dollar Tree here. I'm gonna go to Dollar Tree in North Bergen. Like I had like my day planned out. And that's what a lot of times your intuition will do. You can have all these things planned out, or like a whole map out for your life, and your intuition will come and say, nope, do this. And so what did I do? So after I left Dollar Tree, I made my way to Sea Caucus. Okay. And a lot of times it's not gonna make sense. Like I want you to start listening to your intuition, because what you have been doing is not working, right? And it's for you to start looking at your life and saying, well, how could I do better? What are some of the things that I can do, okay, in order for me to get better? And there's so many things that you can do in order for you to get better. So many, okay, so many things. And one of the things you can do is listen. Listen to that voice. That voice. This is so good. I tried it when I was over by the stove. That voice that's telling you to go this way as opposed of the way that you normally would go. I'm gonna share a few stories with you guys. And I always talk about this book, The Prosperity Bible. If you don't have this book, your library is just not complete. It's just not complete. Okay. I have somebody in my life that I love dearly, right? And this person had told me, she had called me about 2 weeks ago. Thanksgiving, it was coming up, I think 2 weeks ago, right? Thanksgiving was coming up, probably a few days. In a few days, Thanksgiving was coming up. So what happened was, she told me, I like hot sauce in my pasta. Okay. I like it a little pumped up, a little spicy. Okay. So she had told me, she said, I want to come to New Jersey, right? And so I told her, I said, all right, well, come. And she had a gut feeling to come back home. And she couldn't see like all the details. Okay. Like she had a certain amount of money. And she was like, I want to come back home, to visit, but I don't know how everything is going to work themselves out financially wise. And I told her, I said, whenever you have a gut feeling, you need to follow on it. Okay. Don't worry about how everything is going to work itself out. Listen, if you are a person that is so skeptical, like, oh, I can't do this because, this go against the norm, right? What is the norm, right? But this goes against, what I have been conditioned to believe. There is more of a reason why you want to do it. There is more of a reason why you want to do it, because it goes against the norm. Okay, that should encourage you in itself. So we was on the phone talking. Oh, so good. I am so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. So her and I was on the phone talking. And she started saying, like, fighting for her limitations. Oh, but I don't know. Now, mind you, she told me that she had a feeling for her to come home, for her to visit for Thanksgiving. So somebody had told her, one of her friends had told her, like, you know what, I'll give you the money. I'll give you the money for you to, get back. After you visit your family, I'll give you the money for you to get back, to your home. Well, this person, they decided not to listen to their gut feeling, not to listen to their intuition, not to act on the idea. And one of the things that I told them, I said, your life is going to keep on going in the direction that it goes in, because you're not doing anything different. In life, you have to be willing to do something different. You have to be willing to change. I remember I would listen to Kevin Tredone. And one of the things Kevin Tredone would say was, he said, because it was people that had came out to his event that he had. Like your wish is your command. I don't know if any of you guys have heard that taping, but ooh, chill. I think they have it. They still have bits and pieces on YouTube. Your wish is your command. Oh my goodness. That is by far, if you are looking for something to raise your vibration, listen to that CD, those CDs that they have. I mean, those tapings that they have on YouTube. Your wish is your command. So good. So, where was I going? Why did I bring up Kevin? Kevin Tredome. Oh, so it was people who had came to hear him speak. And they was like in the Alps and stuff like that. This is because he said it on a taping. And one of the things he said was, he said, I know you guys um are willing to change because you showed up. Right. No, are accepting change because you showed up. But the question is, are you willing to change? And that is the question tonight. Are you willing to change? Are you willing? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to listen to your intuition? Are you willing? I had another friend. Honey, I had another friend. Let me tell you about this friend. This pasta is so good. I had this friend. Now, this is what happens when you start listening to personal development. Some people, they feel like personal development don't work. I don't know anything about that. Only thing I know is when I listen to personal development, which I listen and study every day. Right now, I'm studying. Okay, right now I am studying, and so for me, personal development works. Okay, if you are willing to work it. Now, I'm not saying certain things are not going to show up in your life. I'm not saying that you're not going to be faced with challenges, because that would be very ignorant for me to say. You will be faced with challenges. Things are going to show up in your life. Just because you have made the decision to challenge yourself and made the decision to change your life does not exempt you from challenges. Okay. Challenges, they create character. Okay. It introduces the person to themselves. Okay. So when you're going through and growing through the challenges, I want you to understand that it's getting better. It is going to get better. Your life is going to get better. Why? Because you know that you are bigger than that challenge. You know that you have unlimited potential within you, that you can face whatever it is that shows up in your life. And I'm not saying that it may not feel a certain type of way. I'm not saying you not gonna cry or whatever it is like that. Yeah, you may cry and do all those things, but the key to life, okay, you do not have to stay there, friend. By any means, you do not have to stay there. So I'm gonna tell you this story, okay? So I was listening to Bob Proctor, okay, and I listen to Bob Proctor almost every day. And I was listening to Bob Proctor one day, like I do many days. And at this particular time, I was doing Uber. I was doing Uber Eats. And I never forgot, I had got this download while I was listening to Bob Proctor and his business partner, Sandy. Okay. And Sandy Gallagher, she was pretty much a securities attorney, okay, with securities and stuff like that. And she decided to work with Bob Proctor to become his business partner. And I remember she had gave a speech on how she wanted to do what Bob Proctor was doing, which was teach people about themselves. Like, why is it you want to do something, right? You want to change your life, but you don't do it. Just creating a awareness. And I remember I was listening to her, and she said that Bob Proctor told her to get on the stage, right? That she had to give a presentation. And she was scared, she said. When it came to, securities and stuff like that and law, like she could do it with her eyes closed because she'd been doing it for so many years. But this topic, she was scared. She was scared to get on the stage and, talk about the paradigm, right? The habits that we tend to have that we continuously do on a day in and day out basis and don't understand why our lives not changing. The reason it's not changing is because, remember what I said earlier, you keep on doing something, you keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again because you are afraid to do something different. You are afraid to take the step out on faith. You are afraid to step into the unknown because you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out for you. But let me tell you something, and let me remind you of this. You already know exactly what you have. You already know what has showed up in your life. But one thing you don't know is when you step into the unknown, what is going to transpire in your life? You don't know, right? Because you've never done that before. And so if you've never done that before, I don't know about the next person, but for me, anything is better than you getting the same exact results over and over and over and over again. Results that you say that you don't like, right? So I listened to Sandy Gallagher. I was so pumped up, so that I said, you know what? I'm a host my own speaking engagement. That's what I said. I said, I'm a host my own speaking engagement. I was so pumped up. So pumped up so that I sent a friend of mine a message. Because as I was listening to Sandy Gallagher, it was like this voice saying, you could do this too. You could do this too. You could get on stage and speak to people. And I just took the leap out on faith. I just jumped into the unknown. And this friend of mine, okay, this friend of mine, I remember when I sent him the message telling him, right, that I am going to do a speaking engagement. Man, it's good to have friends around you that don't help you fight for your limitations, okay? It's good to have friends around you that see the best in you. You know why? Because they see the best in themselves. And so I called the friend, I text them. I said, you know what? I'm going to do, and mind you, I just met this friend probably a few weeks ago. So funny how the universe works. So funny. And so what wound up happening was he didn't text back. He called me. And in that instant, something, that voice that don't want you to change that programming, it said, don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone. Don't take that phone call because he is going to push you. Don't take the phone call. And so I had a decision to make, right? I could either, keep doing the same exact thing, or I can trust my intuition. And so what happened was I had answered the call and me and him began speaking. And he had told me, he said, all right, that's cool. That's right, do it. Open, have a speaking engagement. And he was like, the first few that you do, he said, those speaking engagements, don't charge people anything, because this is just pretty much like a test, right? To practice run. And so I remember that whole week, after I told him, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And he was like, and I was like, but I'm nervous, right? And he said, well, that is to be expected because you're doing something that you never done before, right? And so what wound up happening was, I remember I was taking my children. I would be picking my children up from school, and like when you're picking your children up from school, you gotta wait, right? You gotta wait for them to come down. And his other parents there. I want to say anxiety was literally an understatement. Like the way I was feeling, it was literally an understatement. Like in my mind, what I was thinking, I was like, how could people change their life, right? Be in a process of changing their lives, stepping into the unknown, not knowing exactly how things going to turn out, and still do everyday activities such as pick their children up, take their children to events, and then they experiencing anxiety, they experiencing fear. And fear, first it starts off with worry, right? You worrying like, oh my goodness, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Then that worry turns into fear. That fear turns into anxiety. And the only way that is going to help you is if you study. That's why I'm always recommending books. I'm always recommending books to you guys. I'm always telling you guys the books that I am reading, because I know that if I have the ability to change my life, I know for certain that you have the same exact ability to change your life. You just need to make a decision to change your life. And so I gave, I remember. So what happened was, because I'm thinking like, where was I going with this? So the time had came for me to give the speaking engagement, right? I had to find out, because I didn't know none of this stuff. I didn't know, there is places that you could rent out rooms. Well, I knew you could rent out rooms, but I didn't know that you could rent out like a big space, so to speak, so you can host an event. I didn't, that was like kind of foreign. I didn't know like where to go and stuff like that. And my good friend, he said, there's a place called space, what is it? Peer Space, I think it's called. I could be wrong, but anyway, so Peer Space is online. If you having birthday parties, gatherings, or any type of event, you can rent these places out, these halls out. You can rent them out, and you pay a fee. Okay, and um, so I needed to find out everything, because it was something that I never done before. Whenever you doing things that you never done before, know that being nervous and a little afraid, that is like, welcome it. Okay, like welcome it, because don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up like, oh, I should have known better. I should have known how to do this. So I should have known how to do that. You never done it before. So how would you know how to do it? That don't make sense. Even when some people, they take jobs and they want a job They just started a job and they extremely hard on themselves. Like beating themselves up. Oh, I should have known not to do this and I should have. How? How would you have known to do something different if you never did that before? What's up, CJ? CJ, if you can, or anybody that's on here, I want you guys to get this book, The Prosperity Bible. I want you to, now this is a thick book, but let me tell you something. It is worth it. It is so worth it. It talks about, oh my goodness, the processes in this. Yesterday, I remember I had went to the supermarket, and it was something in this book that I had read, right? That said, woo, let me tell you something, honey. When you start reading this book, the way you think is going to be challenged, but also is going to change your perspective. You can't get this book. All right, well, it'll be a way that you'll get it. I don't know if it'll be in jail or when you get released, but it'll be a way that you'll get the book. But it was this book that changed my perspective. And I tell you guys, I study every day, because one of the things that you want to understand and get, that you was programmed when you was a child. Okay. You was told certain things. Whether they told you that you was a loser, whether they told you you was stupid, you was dumb, nobody loved, whatever, you a reject, whatever. And you allow that programming to, to keep on going into the subconscious mind. And so, because you allow that programming to keep going into the subconscious mind, guess what? You acted out that part. It reminds me of the Truman Show with Jim Carrey. Okay. When you constantly hear something all your life for so long, right? You believe, so to speak, what those people say. You believe it. Was there any lessons you learned, CJ? While you was locked up? Or while you locked up? Well, you got to do what works for you. If you beg to do the same thing, then I always tell people, this your life. If that's what you want to do, you got to do what works for you. So back to what I was saying. So my homegirl, right? So the time had came for me to give my speaking engagement. Okay. And what happened was my homegirl, she was taking me, to get stuff because what is an event with no food, right? So, we went to BJ's. I don't know if you guys have I'm quite sure, right? A BJ's, like it's like a Sam's Club or a Costco. And so we went to BJ's and stuff, and I had purchased the food for the event, brownies, a bunch of waters. I believe we had fruits, cookies, and I paid for this with my money. I paid for the event with my money, and I also paid for the food and stuff with my money. And I didn't charge anything, right? It was like a practice run. So my homegirl who I was with that day, we had so many things in common because that's how we became friends, right? You normally attract what you are. And so she took me to BJ's, and on our way to BJ's, I guess she seen like what I was doing, and she was like that she wanted to open up her own business. This had if people are serious about what they say they want to do. So we driving to BJ's, and she goes, I want to open my own catering business. So I said, that's great. I said, do it. Now, mind you, she been working at this job, I believe at that time, probably for about 8 years. No, way longer than 8 years. Probably about 11 years or so. And what wound up happening was, so she been there so long. You could be at a job for so long that you actually believe that there's security in that job. You actually believe that there's security in that job. And let me remind you of something. Listen to me good when I say this. Security, it does not come from out there, outside you. Security is an inside thing. Let me say it again, because I just believe somebody probably didn't hear what I said. Security, it does not come from out there. Security is an inside thing. And so I believe she got so comfortable that she just accepted that job. In life, sometimes we tend to accept the bare minimum because we are afraid to step into the unknown. We are afraid to get something different, right? Because of the ridicule, people gonna make fun of you. I remember when I first started changing and I was meditating, I just started meditating and stuff like that. I remember like my house, it started becoming peaceful, right? And somebody that I love so dearly, somebody had said to me, what you think? Your family is the Brady? What is this supposed to be? The Brady Bunch, right? Somebody I love so dearly. In fact, it was my mama, okay? She came over. She knew how I was listening to the, different things and stuff and how I started changing. and one of the things my mama would say, she said, "You never was a bad person, but wow, how did you change?" Right? The truth of the matter, I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I just wanted something better because I knew that if I kept on doing the same exact thing, I was going to get the same exact results. And I knew that I deserved better. I did not know how that better was going to come about. But when an opportunity presented itself, I was willing to do something different. And the opportunity presented itself was I had it was during this lawsuit. I had sued this company and I had got $11,000 from the company. And at first, right, the ideas that was flowing in my mind was go shopping. You know, you like going shopping. You know, and at that time I loved shopping. I loved, buying makeup. I love buying bags, pocketbooks, shoes, perfume. I just loved it. I loved the luxury of the luxury. And but I knew if I took the 11,000 and just pretty much blew it on pocketbooks and stuff like that. I knew I was going to get the same exact results. All right, I'm gonna answer your question. Daniela, is it Danielle? Um, but I knew if I did the same thing, I was going to get the same results. And I never forgot. And that's why I always talk about Bob Proctor, because that was the first investment that I made. And it was 7,500 in a program to basically for you to get better results, right? To be mentored, so to speak, by Bob Proctor. And I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to make a return on investment, from investing, because we always taught to look for things outside ourselves. But growing up, I never heard no one hardly talk about investing in yourself. Investing in yourself, that's the best, greatest investment that you can ever make, is investing in yourself. So what happened was I had made the investment and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to show up for these Zoom calls. I am going to do the homework. I am going to do it. And of course, it was challenging, right? It was challenging because it's like you battling your old self. You battling that paradigm. You battling um that version that you've been conditioned to believe about yourself. And so, it was 6 months. I think it was 6 months, a 6 month program for 7,500. And I'm proud of myself because I did it. I paid it off. And that's how I knew I really wanted change. Because for me to pay it off, it meant everything to me, because that meant that I was willing to bet on myself. So getting back to the frame, okay. So me and my homegirl, we she taking me to BJ's, and things was going wrong. I mean, when you decide to change your life, I want to warn you. I am going to warn you. Don't think that it's going to be a smooth sailing, okay? Because prior to that, my car that I had, it had broke down. Okay. I put money into this car to get it fit. It broke down. And I remember the vacuum law, right? If it don't work, get rid of it. And so I just cut ties. I got rid of it. And it was so many reasons why I could have decided to quit, not to go ahead with this speaking engagement of mine. You know, it was my first time. I didn't know if I had what it took to speak. Yeah, I was doing videos, social media videos, but it's nothing compared to when you in person, right? So it was so many excuses I could have gave, but I only needed one reason to win. Let me say that again. You giving so many excuses, but you only need one reason to win. You giving so many excuses, but you only need one reason to win. And that reason was for me to get better, for me to understand that I don't have to stay that way. Okay. And so my homegirl, she comes up with this idea. She want to open up a catering business. And I know about opening business, because I opened up a business, an active wear, an active clothing wear brand. And so I'm in a call, she telling me, oh, she want to open up a catering business and stuff like that. So I said, all right, that's cool. You could do it. So I asked her, I said, what is the company name? What is the business name? So she like, that's the only thing. I don't have a name for the business. So at this time, we on the turnpike, right? I know vividly exactly how we on the highway. And so I'm like, so what's the company's name? So she's like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, you got to come up with a company with your business name. You got to, get the EIN number. And I'm telling her, the process and stuff. And so she was like, I really want to do this. So I said, all right, cool. So I said, you know what? If you serious about doing this, I'm going to call you tomorrow to see if you came up with your business name. So I called her the next day. She ain't answer the phone. And so that let me know that she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. Although she said she wanted her life to change and she was ready for change, her actions prove something different. When you get that idea, you need to act on it pronto. You need to act on it right away, because it's a law in this here universe. It's called the law of diminishing use. What you don't use, you lose. Okay. And so she never opened up the business. Now, mind you, she was working at this company. She done gave this company, so many years of her time. So many years. I think now, she altogether, I think she probably did 16 years, 17 years working at this company. Probably 16 years she was working at this company. And then they let her go. They let her go. And the other day she had called me, and I was talking. And she was saying, she was explaining to me what happened, what transpired on the job, on her job. And she was like, now she just feel like, I don't want to say stuck, but she feel like, damn, I gave this company all my time, and now I don't have a job. And one of the things that I told her, I said, in life, if you're not willing to move, okay, and there's a divine calling on your life and you're not willing to move, in the words of Les Brown, life will move on you. And so that's what happened. Life moved on her. And so I told her, I said, right now, I said, you looking at it probably like, damn, your life. And this is exactly why I say, don't be expecting, security to come from that thing. Because let me tell you something. If they take that thing away from you, guess what? It's going to feel like your whole life is ruined. It's going to feel like your whole life is wrong. Why? Because you put security in their job as opposed to knowing that security comes from within. Security comes from within, not from no job. And so I told her, I said, listen, you remember the job that you said the business you said you wanted to do? Right now is a pretty good time to start investing into that. Because listen, it's either you're going to do something different or you're going to keep on doing the same exact thing. But the choice is yours. 1 second. All right. So somebody asked me, how did I start my YouTube channel, right? Or why did I come up? Oh, why did I start a YouTube channel? 1 second. So back in, first of all, when I would look at, let me just give you some insight. I remember I would look at people. It was one girl in particular that I grew up with. Okay. And I remember she would do Facebook live videos, right? Videos on Facebook. And I would look at her and I would be like, how is she able to do that? Right? Although I would have it, it would appear on the outside that I was so perfect, right? And that my self-esteem was a certain way. But you want to know how your self-esteem is? By what is showing up in your life. Those relationships, is a great telltale sign on how you see yourself. And it's not to beat yourself up. It's not to be hard on yourself. It's for you to become aware of the things that you tend to do. Okay. And so I will see relationships, the amount of money, like the type of jobs you are willing to do. Okay. Those are all telltale signs of your self-image, how you view yourself. Another great book to get is this. 1 second. Okay. This Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Okay. Very, very good. Very good. This book, it talks about how so many people say they want to change their lives, but they are constantly focusing on all the things in their life that went wrong, right? So how are you going to plan on winning if the only thing that you can think about is all the times that you lost? Like that really don't make sense. Okay. Really, really good. This talks about changing your self-image. Okay. From what you've been conditioned to believe about yourself to understanding that you was created for success. You was created to win. Okay. So this book is highly, highly, highly recommended. The next book, Brian Tracy, No Excuses. Okay. So you saying that you want to get your channel going, okay, but you working at a job. Let me tell you something. Okay. This book is so good. It's a content creator, and I absolutely love his work. Aaron Dowdy, okay, who was working at Barney's shoes for women. Aaron Dowdy, he has over 1 million YouTube subscribers. Okay, he started his channel, I think, back in 2017 or something like that, or it could have been longer than that. But he started his channel and he was working, I think, 40 hours. He was working a full-time job. But he did not allow that to stop him. Every night he will upload a video. Every day he will upload a video. No excuses. It's people that has the same exact thing going on as you. Same exact thing. They work in a full-time job. They have children. Some don't have children. They have people to take care. They have the same exact thing going on as you. But I want you to answer me this. If they are able to do it, why aren't you? If they are able to do it, why aren't you doing it? Because they have the same exact thing going on. Same exact thing. Same exact scenarios. Same exact thing. If they are able to do it, why aren't you? You know why? Because they want it. They want it. That's why the book is no excuses. No, it's because no matter. Let me tell you something. And this is what I got from Brian Tracy. Is either you are working toward your goals or you are working towards someone else's goals. There's no ends, ifs, buts in between about it. You either working towards your goals or you working towards somebody else's goals. And that's how you have to look at it. So if you want to start, a channel, okay, I would advise you to start a channel right now. Or you may have a channel, but put a video up today. Do a video today. Now, if you got excuses, well, you know what, Dina? Oh, I got a lot. Then you don't want it. you just don't want it. Let me tell you something. Last year, okay, I did a water fast for 7 days. Okay, was it 7 or 5? I think it was it 7? Yeah, I think it was 7 days. I did a water fast. Okay, I didn't eat no food. I just drank water. And I remember during that water fast, I had put out into the ether, the universe, I want to earn $10,000 a month. Okay. And I remember Let me tell you something. When I first started, I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to go back to my older videos. My thumbnails were trash. They were, even I look back at my, like, how far I have come, and I look back at my thumbnails and I'm like, oh my goodness, Dina, these were really trash. It was trash, because I didn't know how to do it. And so if you don't know how to do something, okay, that's why they have mentors. That's why you go to people who are doing it. Or go on YouTube. YouTube is free. You can learn how to edit. And that's what I did. Okay. I never forgot. I remember at this particular time, I told my mother, I said, you know what? I'm not doing Uber no more. I'm just doing my YouTube. I started a YouTube channel back in 2018. Yeah, 2018, I started a YouTube channel. But then after I started my YouTube channel, my mother, she said to me, she said, I know you on YouTube, but I believe if you was to go on Facebook, you would get more out of it. But Source never told me Facebook. Source always said YouTube. Okay. Why? I don't know. And one of the things that I came up with, I said, because with YouTube, you are able to connect with so many people all around the world. Okay. And yeah, Facebook too, but YouTube, it just hits different. Okay. It is what it is. It just hits different. Out of all the social media platforms, YouTube is definitely like my number one. Okay. And so what happened was, my mother, she said, go on Facebook. And so I went on Facebook. I left YouTube, went on Facebook for about 5 years, 4 years, and was putting all my videos on there, doing lives. Oh my goodness. So many. And then I never forgot 2020. I got it down because I was like, you know what should I do? I had to go back with them. What should I do? Because I'm doing the videos and I don't see nothing coming from it. Like I see some growth, some, and I never forgot. At that time, shorts, the short videos, it was out. And my intuition said, upload short videos, right? So what I did was I took my short content form that was on Facebook. I did 2 videos, uploaded them on YouTube. Took them from Facebook, uploaded them to YouTube. That night, it was like 12 o'clock at night. I had 11 subs on YouTube. This is like probably my 3rd or 4th YouTube channel. And I had 11 subs. The next day, I was so busy, doing Uber and all these different things that I didn't even bother to check to see where I was at. It went from 11 subs to like 97. Then it went to 100 and something. My channel started growing so quickly. And I was thinking, like my son, my oldest son, I was like, is that you? Like, playing and stuff like that. And he was like, no, that's not me. And what I did was I went back on my Facebook page and I told, my Facebook family, like, listen, I started my YouTube channel back up again. And so many of them so supportive. They came and they subscribed to my channel. That was in August, I believe, of 2020. And then by October, I was like at 1,000 subs. So it just goes to show, if you really want it, you're not making excuses. And I remember I had took Peach McIntyre's class on how to edit, how how to grow my channel, all these different things, how to become monetized on YouTube. And she was like, you need how many watch hours? And then I told her, and she was like, she was also telling other people in the class, she was like, well, you should be uploading a certain amount. She was saying, perhaps you should be uploading 3 long form videos every day. Do you want it or you don't want it? And so I started doing it. I started uploading. And then within, I want to say, because at that time, I think I needed 2,000 watch hours or 1,000 and something watch hours. I hit it like that. I hit it so quick. I hit it so quick because you know why? Because I stopped focusing on, I'm making the content and, I'm getting this amount of views. I started focusing on what I wanted. I started writing my goals down, right? I write my goals down every day anyway, but I started writing my goals down and focusing on, all right, Dina, you said you're going to have how many subscribers? Okay. How many videos are we doing today? I write my goals down every day. And so if you really want it, you're going to do it. And I believe in you. I believe in you. And I know that you have what it takes to do it. I know that you are capable. And I know that you have so much potential, unlimited actually, potential within you to get started. So don't use excuses. There's going to be so much chatter going on in your mind. You don't know how to edit. What makes you an expert in this? You don't know nothing about this. Why would people listen to you? All that chatter is going to come up. But when it come up, I want you to say to yourself, I have what it takes and I deserve this. Every time that chatter come up, every time, the chatter from people who may have told you wasn't good enough, people who told you that you didn't deserve it, people who told you not you, I want you to tell yourself, I have what it takes and I deserve it. Okay. Oh yeah, I have that book. But if you ordered this book, that book is in here. It's in here already, which I still have Think and Grow Rich too, although it's in this book. And the reason I had Think and Grow Rich because that was the book that Bob Proctor had recommended because he talked about it in every video. Okay. And so, I have that book. That was like, when it came to personal development, that was like the number one book that I had purchased when it came to personal development. But when it came to me starting to read, investing in books, The Alchemist by Pablo Coelho. That was like my first book that I ordered. When I got on this like meditating and stuff like that, meditation and stuff, that book, The Alchemist by Pablo Coelho, that was it. So, like I want you guys to start taking radical action, It is not that the people who have what it is that you desire, whether it's the house, whether it's the cars, the money, the relationships, they are no better than you. Yeah, it's an investment. And the best investment that you can ever make is investing in yourself. Is you investing in yourself. Let me read to you what this says. Self-discipline and success. You need discipline. You need discipline. Tonight I was like, I'm not going to do no video, right? But Dina, what did your goal say? What did you write on that paper? Right? What did you write on a paper? Now, and I did write that I was going to do a Dollar Tree haul, but I went to Dollar Tree today, and I was like, you know what? Nah, not today. Okay. But I did go. Okay. But I still said I was going to do a video, and I did the video. And then earlier today, on my goal sheet, 1 second. Okay, so on my goal sheet, right? This is my goals. I write my goals down. I stay with a goal book. I stay like a goal, having goals, writing my goals down. I will forever have a goal book until until I move out of this body. Okay. I will forever write my goals down. Forever. All right. Every day. Every day. See, this is the thing. You know what? You got to do what majority of the people are not willing to do. Who is writing? Some people there look at that and they say, I'm not writing goals down every day. I'm not. Why would I do that? I'm going to just keep it up here. If you keep it up here, it just becomes a wish or a hope. When you write it down, it goes into the subconscious mind. When you write it down, it's time. So last night, up until this day, I have over 7,000 and something videos. Up into this day on YouTube, on this YouTube channel, over 7,000 videos. And up into this day, when I write my goals down, I'm going to do 5 short form videos. I'm going to do 15 short form videos. I don't have a clue on what those videos are going to be about. I know some form of personal development, but the title and all of that, I leave that up to a higher power than me. I let source guide me. And so since I study every day, that's where my ideas come from. I study every day. I'm reading every day. And you know what? There's so many people who say they want it that they're not willing to do. They're not willing to do this. They're not willing to write their goals down and read and listen to personal development practically, or they're not, because they too busy entertained. But they don't understand that they being entertained right out of their goals, right out of the life that they was really meant to live. And so it's about, if you really want it. If you really want, you ain't gonna make no excuses. You're gonna make it happen. Let me tell you something. When you on your way, when you are doing it, when you make a decision, I am going to upload the video. I am going to open that business. Feeling is part of becoming successful. Let me say that again, because so many people, I don't want to feel. You can't have one without the other. You're going to fail. Like, welcome to failure. Welcome it. You are going to fail. But that does not make you a failure. You are going to screw up. I told you guys, when you look back at my past videos that I did on YouTube, they were the thumbnails, they were trash. Okay, the titles, they were so long. All right, my titles, they were so damn long on my videos. But guess what? I was willing to keep studying. I'm willing to keep studying. I'm willing to listen to the people who've been on YouTube for about 10 and 15 years. I'm willing to make the investment. I'm willing to use the money that I earn to invest back into my craft. I'm willing. And money is just energy. Money is just an idea. Some people, they want to hold on to money like their life. Money is just an idea. You use the money to invest. You use the money for freedom. You use the money to create. But it's just an idea. Another great book is The Richest Man in Babylon. Great book. Because it talks about money. So, I'm going to close with this. Brian Tracy, Chapter 1, Self-Discipline and Success. The first and best victory is to conquer self. Let's say it again. The first and best victory is to conquer self. Remember this. You are not in competition with no one. Let me say it again. Let me, because I think the people on the back didn't hear me. You are not in competition with no one but yourself. If you are competing against other people, you lose the moment you are competing. To compete is ignorance. Is ignorance. You don't know what chapter that person is on in their life. And so as you compete, and if you compete, and that means you're paying too much attention to this person. And you should be putting that attention back into self. Okay? Why do some people accomplish so much more in their personal and professional lives than others? This question has occupied some of the very best minds throughout human history. More than 2,300 years ago, Aristotle wrote that the ultimate aim of human life is to be happy. He said that the great question that each of us must answer is, how shall we live in order to be happy? Your ability to ask and answer that question correctly for yourself, and then to follow where your answer leads, you will largely determine whether you achieve your own happiness and how soon. Begin with your own personal definition. How do you define success? If you could wave a magic wand and make your life perfect in every way, what would it look like? I remember listening to Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. And one of the things that Earl Nightingale said was, success is doing the thing that you enjoy to do because you want to do it. It's not about doing things that other people want you to do. Living someone else's dreams, and then your whole world it feels like a nightmare. No. It's about you doing exactly what it is that you love to do. So if you're an artist, you should be painting. You should be you should be doing something that you love to do. That's success. That is success. Because I told you guys, there's a divine calling on your life. And you're the only person who could fill that spot. You're the only person that can sing that song. You're the only person who can write that poem. You're the only person who can give that speech. Yeah, there's plenty of people that's doing the same exact thing, but not the way you do it. And I want you to understand that your tribe, they are waiting for you. Okay? They are waiting for you. So I don't care if there's thousands upon thousands of people that's doing the same exact thing. Don't you cancel yourself out. Don't you cancel yourself out. Because so many people are doing it. So what? They not you. I don't care how many people are on YouTube. What they got to do with me? That ain't got nothing to do with me. So, I think I'm going to read this book. Finish reading Brian Tracy book tonight. And one of the things that I absolutely love about these books when it comes to personal development is they have processes. Meaning, like, they have things that you can actually do. And if you really want your life to change, let me tell you something. You're going to do something different. If you really, you hear people all day, like my friend that I told you guys about. She kept telling me she wanted to open her own business. And maybe somewhere deep down inside, she really wanted to do it. But she didn't do it. She allowed that fear to stop her. And let me tell you something. When you're not willing to do the necessary thing in order to have the necessary life, when you're not willing to do the disciplines, the small disciplines at first, it's gonna come a point in your life where as though you're gonna show up driving what you don't want to drive, living where you don't want to live, earning what you say you don't want to earn, you want to earn more. It's gonna come a point in your life where as though it's like that. But when you start with the disciplines, when you start with the disciplines, see, it's Friday night. It's Friday night. People, they going out. You know, they finna go out. Go to the clubs. Okay? They going to have a good time to go on a party. And what I'm doing, I'm finna read. All right. I'm about to read. And so that's what you have to ask yourself. You know, this discipline is and sacrifice is putting something something of a lower nature. Okay. Choosing something of a higher nature. You say you wanna be successful, okay? You gotta do what the successful people doing. And all the successful people, I always say they always recommend the same books. Always recommend the same exact books, okay? Think and Grow Rich. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. The Magic of Thinking Big. They all pretty much recommend the same exact book. Man's Search for Meaning. You know, they all recommend mainly the same exact books. And so whenever I listen to them, right, whether it is Les Brown, Eric Thomas, you know, Jim Rohn. I remember, one time I was listening to Jim Rohn actually this week, probably 2 days ago. And I remember he said, "Is a book out there that talks about finances." I already knew he was talking about The Richest Man of Babylon. I already knew that. Because let me tell you something, success leaves clues. And if you ever interact with a successful person, they are always willing to tell you what they did in order for them to be successful. But so many people won't ask. So many people won't ask the question. Why? Because of fear. And they are willing to tell you. You know, they look forward for people to ask them. Look forward for people to ask them. Okay? What is it that you did? What was it that you did? Okay? They look forward. But so many people won't ask them because of fear, because of that chatter that goes on in a mind. Okay, what makes you think that they gonna answer you, right? When you hear that chatter coming up, telling you all these different things that's not true, okay, that is not true. One second. Okay. Psycho-cybernetics. As Emerson said, there are no great and no small. If you were engineered for success and happiness, then the old picture of yourself as being unworthy of happiness, a person who is meant to feel, must be an error. Okay, it must be an error. That voice that you hear, you can't do it, not you. You too old, you too young, you grew up on this side of the track. That, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. When you get an idea, you need to act on it. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to wait until my finances get better. I'm going to wait until, it seems like it's never going to be the perfect time. Never. Never. But you have the ability to act on that idea right now. You have the ability to act on that idea right now. And I believe in you so much. So show up.